Welcome ENC 91 students. This is your professor, Michael Bloomingberg, and I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you to week 2 of this second Biterm semester. The purpose of this video is to walk you through the assignments that are due for week 2 and also to introduce you to the use of the ebook as a part of your code for the class. So I'm on the Blackboard homepage. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to click on the Weekly Assignments tab. So I'm going to go ahead and do that. And then from the Weekly Assignments tab, I'm going to click on the Week 2 folder. Okay. And one thing I want you to note, and I think I mentioned this last week during the Week 1, at least in one of the videos I uploaded for Week 1, is that I always like to put your work as both a Word document and as a PDF file. So you will find that that is true here for this week, and it's something that I'll do as I go through. And so I'm going to go ahead and open this up as a PDF file, but it's the same document. Both documents will show you the coursework that's due this week. So let me go ahead and open this up as a PDF file. And what I'll have to do most likely is just do just a little bit of readjustment to the camera there. And so this is a second Biterm class. So what we're doing basically is we're taking a whole semester's worth of work and we're condensing it down to 8 weeks. So if you notice that there's a lot of reading due, well, it's because there's a lot of reading due. So it's kind of the nature of the class. And so you're looking this week from the ebook at the building blocks of essays, chapter 5, 83 through 101, the process of drafting an essay, chapter 6, 104 through 108, narration and description, that's chapter 7, 146 through 154. These are all in the ebook, and I will walk you through the ebook coming up in just a couple minutes. Also in Wes Moore's The Work, this will be our first week in that book. I'm asking you to read the introduction and chapter 1, that's the lesson of the student. And I want you to do that through page 25. So read the entire introduction and then read chapter 1, the lesson of the student, through 25. And these are the first assignments you want to complete this week, the readings. And as I'm scrolling down here, there's also submitted assignment. That is activity 5.2. It's thesis practice. You're going to find out about thesis statement this week. So you just want to make sure you complete that. Please note the instructions that you are to type and submit the activity as listed in the book with all parts included. Please note that. And use complete sentences, and you're going to create your own thesis statements using the subjects that are provided for you. And the due date for not only this assignment but also your discussion board assignments is no later than 11:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, Sunday, October 25th, so please note that. You have 2 discussion board assignments this week. Those assignments relate to essay structure and Wes Moore's The Work, and it's the same aforementioned due date. And then on the My Writing Lab, we're working at a pace of about a module per week, and again, that's because we're a second Biterm class, so we're taking a full semester condensing to 8 weeks. So you're working on the Craft of Writing Module 2 this week. So do keep that in mind. So I'm going to scroll back up. I'm going to go back to the Week 2 folder now that we've gone over the coursework. And I want to pull up the e-text. You can see here that it is linked for you if I just reposition the camera slightly. The e-text is here, but that being said, you have to have your code. And if you're still waiting on your code, remember that you can register for My Writing Lab through using the temporary access. It does expire pretty quickly. But if you're in a situation where you're waiting on a code order, you'll register for My Writing Lab. Don't hesitate on that. And you can sign in through temporary access, and that will temporarily grant you access to the ebook as well, but you have to either be through temporary access or you have to have entered your code in order to have access to the e-text. So it's a direct link from the Week 2 folder just below where the coursework is listed. I'm going to go ahead and click it, and it's going to pull into screen. And again, this is the ebook that is coming into focus here ever so slowly. It's loading in. And it originally appears, for whatever reason, it zoomed in to 263%. I'm going to zoom it out quite a bit, just so you can get the full view of it. And I would also like to adjust the camera so you can see the full functions on the side. This thing is pretty easy to navigate. For example, up at the top where it says Pages, the easiest way to navigate through this instead of clicking one page at a time is if you just click the backspace, and I'm just using my finger to indicate that I'm right here. This is where you'll see the pages at the top. And so if I just type in 88 and hit enter, it will take me right to page 88. And the reason I used 88, of course, and if I can zoom in a little bit, this is your actual thesis assignment for the week. It's on page 88. So all you got to do, it's easy to navigate, and again, it's right over here by the page option. You just click whatever page you're looking for. If it's 104, just type that in, and you can read through 104 to 108 that way. And just so you're clear, I realized the code was expensive to purchase, but we went through, I wanted to put the book as an ebook, and I know that, you know, it's very difficult sometimes to read on a screen, but this made the price so much cheaper than if I had had you get the code and the actual, you know, textbook for the class. So having it as an ebook has actually saved you money. If that makes you feel any better, I know sometimes it's a little difficult to read these things online. And that's all you do. There's also these little tabs up front, so if you're reading 104 to 108, it's just easier to use the arrows to go to 105, 106, so on and so forth. So you can browse. And down here in the corner as well, you have the option of going to different parts of the book if you would like to navigate it that way. But that's really it. The ebook's really not that bad to operate. So that's your ebook. And I just clicked off of it to go back to the Blackboard screen. And that's all you have to do as well, is just click off and it'll take you back there. If I can zoom the screen out just a little bit, I'm going to zoom the picture out. You can see the activity 5.2 here, and that is thesis practice. And so when you've completed your assignment for 5.2, you'll want to save it either to your computer at home, but I would actually recommend having some sort of flash drive. We do use we do have a system here at KCTCS where you can save your work online. That name's eluding me for some sort of reason right now, but I always save my work on a flash drive, and I try to back up my flash drives. If you don't have a flash drive, you can purchase one at Walmart, Kmart, wherever you can go to purchase them. They're not too expensive. But if you just click here once you have your work saved, and over here, if I can point on the screen, there where it says Attach File, there's an option called Browse My Computer. You'll want to click that Browse My Computer and actually attach your file to the submission. And this comments box down here, I don't know if you can see it very well, that's not where you submit your work, so you do not copy paste. That's just an option if there's something you want me to know about the assignment in particular. You can use the comment box. And I'm going to adjust camera, so bear with me. It's going to get a little bit jumpy. But I want it to adjust it because I wanted you to see down here at the bottom, the little blue tab down there, that's where you click submit once you have your file attached. If you need to leave me a note in the comment box, you can. It's optional, you don't have to. If there's just something you want me to know, then once you've attached it using Browse My Computer, you go down here and click submit, and it's really that easy. That will send the file to Blackboard so that I can pull it up and review it. So I'm going to go ahead and click cancel to bring me back to my main screen. Okay? Then you have your discussion board. I'm going to go ahead and click it. And this just links you into the work that's due this week. You have 2 discussion board assignments. The first one relates to sentence building blocks. And it says, after reviewing the assigned reading, please answer the following. Which grammatical part of the reading seemed most confusing to you? Were you able to attain clarity once you reviewed the trouble area closely? What do you plan to do in the future when you have difficulty with a portion of the grammar and or reading? So please take some time to answer that. And then related to Wes Moore's The Work, I've given you a quote that I'm asking you to respond to. The quote says, over the course of our lives, we all have opportunities, both large and small, to experience things that will bring us into new worlds and expand our boundaries beyond the familiar. This is never more true than when we're students, a time in our lives when people basically hurl opportunities at us. Opportunities to learn, to meet new people, and to be exposed to things we've never seen before. It's on pages 13 to 14 of the book. And I'm just asking you if you agree with Wes Moore, explain why or why not. And I'm actually going to post on that one. You'll see my posting on that very soon, as I would like to share my thoughts with you about that. Just remember that you are required to have at least 100 words in response to my question or questions, and you also need to reply to a classmate's posting, and that should be at least 100 words too, but you can break down your replies to include several classmates as long as you get your 100 words in. So I just wanted to show you that. I'm going to click back because there's just one more thing I want to show you for this week. And it's down here at the very bottom. This is now a direct link to the learning path of my writing lab. I recommend you always use these links in your weekly folders. And again, this is the week 2 folder, as it will take you right into where you need to go with the modules. So I'll click it and you'll see how it works. So I've clicked it. And readjusting the camera a bit. Sorry for being so jumpy there. But you can see all 8 of your modules are now present. Last week you completed basic grammar, and I'm just clicking briefly on that so that you can see it went from parts of speech all the way down to prepositions. So that's in the books, and I'll be reviewing those to update your score throughout the week. And this week you're working on the craft of writing. So it's only 8 topics this week. And it begins with getting started, that topic, and goes all the way down to editing the paragraph. Remember that you need to work your recall and apply before you do a post test. So please remember to work through the entire parts of the module. It is a lot of work. It's not something you're going to finish very quickly. But again, this is the nature of a second bi-term class, is that the load is a little heavier than it would be if you had 16 weeks to work. So please keep that in mind. So you're going to click off of that. We're going to go back to our weekly folder. The only other thing I wanted to let you know about is there's a tab down here at the bottom of the blue box on the side right here. If you ever need to email me, just click the email Mr. Bloomingberg. It'll allow you to send me a message. And my grades is right here too. Just note about the Grade Center. As I grade things and update your scores, you and I are the only 2 people who have access to view your grades. Now, you can show your grades to people, but that would be voluntary as far as people being able to see them. They're not visible. So that's only an option for you and me in terms of seeing your grades in the class. Guys, I think that's it. It's going to be a busy week. I look forward to keeping up with you on the discussion board. If you have questions, feel free to email me. But be on the lookout for more videos as we go through the second bi-term. And most importantly, good luck this week. Bye-bye.